Hello, welcome back. Now, Ray, a little bit about yourself. What was the history behind Snapcart? What were you thinking? What were you eating? What happened when you thought about Snapcart? What snapped into your shopping cart when it all happened?
So I would say that Snapcart is an ideation coming from a journey of the founders. So I'll just give an example of me as one of the founder. So I used to work at Procter & Gamble for around 9 years or so, where I believe one of the key message was about focusing into shoppers.
Right.
The problem with FMCG companies in general, it's very hard to really understand the shopper behavior because they don't really have the data on the shoppers. The easiest way is for you to work with market research agencies and then get the research data. But usually it's too late and usually the accuracy is questionable. And then I moved to a consulting firm where I worked at a telco company. And that's where I really see the benefit in really looking into user activity real time, right? So I would be able to know from a telco company what's the average revenue per user on voice, SMS, or data usage, and so on and so on. So then I realized, hey, you know what? Data is very, very important. Problem was when I was in FMCG, I didn't really see that capability as well. And then I moved to berniaga.com. Immediately, it's an online business. I know exactly what the user is doing, what are they selling, what are they buying, and so on. So I can even create targeted promotions, targeted campaigns, marketing-wise, and etc. So that's even a more powerful angle of how we use data. Then the challenge becomes how to bring the online capabilities that I've seen into offline business, i.e. the FMCG consumer goods kind of sector or industry. And that's how Snapcart was born, from that journey of the different angles and experience of the founders and see the opportunity of offline purchases where we believe it's going to still be the largest contributor of the total purchases anyways.
Okay. Now it seems that you've got the best of both worlds, the offline and online. You've fair experience in both. What has been your observation of Indonesia in the past 10 years, let's say, offline, online, whichever you feel comfortable, the consumer behavior? How is Indonesian consumers in the past 10 years? Now we do know we speak about middle class that is raising here in Indonesia, and also you know the scare of not getting caught in that middle class bubble, and it's a war between offline and online shops and shoppers. What's your perspective on that?
Yeah, so I do want to share an experience that I had when I worked at the FMCG company, which was the trend of how modern trade is eating up the traditional trade business. I remember very clearly it was 2002 and people were saying that, hey, you know what? Modern retail will be 70% of the total purchase. But that didn't happen. So what happened was there is also an evolution of the current traditional channels, which makes it very surviving in that condition. So the traditional market itself is actually transforming into different channels that are more advanced. The traditional mom and pop store now is becoming a large mom and pop store with a cash register. So it's evolving and it's actually giving the right proposition for the consumers as well. Now I'm just going to use that example to see how I view the future of grocery purchases in Indonesia as well. So online is going to be the future. But then it's not going to be, it's inevitable. But then the current channels itself is going to evolve to actually tackle that online threat. So I still believe that offline purchase, especially when it comes to groceries, because groceries for shoppers, they care about the experience. They care about the in-store education. If you're buying shampoo, you do want to smell the different variants before you buy that shampoo. If you're buying vegetables, especially, you don't want people touching your vegetable before you buy it.
There's a limit to all these.
Exactly. So I would say that yes, online will definitely contribute more than what it is right now, but it's not going to eat up 100% of the offline purchase itself. So what it will be in the future is a kind of a stable plateaued condition of the different channels contributing based on their different roles anyways.
Right.
And each will have the different segments that will never go away.
Okay. Challenges in the application of Snapcart, who's just been released or launched in September 2015, right here on this perspective.